Hey, what's up? This is Pete Scott here, sales and business mentor for the 1%. If you are here to learn how to manifest a Porsche, because I'm waving a Porsche key in front of the screen, so that means by the end of this video, or even right now, you'll be feeling very Porsche. Very Porsche. You deserve a Porsche because you've seen a Porsche key. I'm kidding. This is YouTube, right? And of course, if I show something material to you, that will evoke the emotional part of your mind, and that will mean that, hey, this guy's got something to say because I associate that he's driving a Porsche, or at least he has a Porsche key. Unfortunately, on this channel, I'm much more about sales and I'm much more about you running a proper business. Sorry if that sounds boring. Sorry if you want to switch off. Sorry if you want to be not sorry. That's me. Not sorry that I'm not sorry. This channel, and if you haven't subscribed already, I do strongly urge you to hit the subscribe button now, because I am sharing real sales skills, how to negotiate better, how to get more clients, how to build the business that you love, and then you can go and do with the dividend that you're able to pay yourself or the commissions that you earn, whatever the heck you want. So as you look around these videos, you're going to get real skills, real tangible things that you can implement into your life or business straight away. This video today though is just a little bit different, and the reason for it is because I've been doing sales videos every single day, and I thought, why not just do a video where I kind of just chat and also bring up this one thing that came up earlier when I was with a team member of mine. So one of my team members, I said to him to finish the day, hey, let's not sit in the office this evening and keep working, let's go out and shoot some hoops. So we went and played basketball for a little bit, missed a few shots, made one or two as well, and that's why I'm dressed the way that I am for this video. And he said to me, Pete, I really look up to you, and I find that how you've been able to turn your life from where it was to where it is now is really inspiring. And he said to me that surely there must be a way that you were thinking that has changed in comparison to today. And I was able to, for the first time maybe in my life, really explain that with clarity. And I thought that would be really useful to also share in a YouTube video. So that's what this is all about. And if you can take this one thing, by the way, and go from where you are now to maybe shifting to this different way of thinking, if you're not already, it can be profound in how it can transform how you feel and also how you create better results in your life. So what is this thing? First of all, I'll tell you what it isn't, right? It's to not be addicted to the events in your life. You see, most people are totally addicted and hooked on the things that are happening in that current moment. There's a whole thing of like, it's happening to me. Well, first of all, you need to know that nothing happens to you, it all happens for you. But if you're lacking resourcefulness in what's happening to you, then you're not going to be able to ever figure out a way to solve your problem and overcome it. But if you can be resourceful and recognize, wow, this is actually happening for me, I can bring a lot more positivity to this moment. However, I do want to share this. A number of years ago, when I first moved to London, I went through a particular time of challenge, and this is not my sob story by any means, but I want it to be relatable to you. And I got everything wrong. I got business wrong, I got my relationships wrong, and just generally life, I was having a tiny bit of success, but a lot more feedback, not failure, along the way too. And I ended up spending so much time going from apartment to apartment. I was kicked out of like 2-3 flats along the way, and spent a week in Heathrow, or 5 nights in Heathrow Airport. They did question why you have a suitcase. And during this time, although I had a lot of potential, my potential was not being reached. Maybe you feel like that right now, that you've got loads of potential, but it's just not happening. And maybe you're not going through the circumstance that I had, but maybe you are more addicted to the event that's happening in your life instead of this other way of thinking that I'm about to share with you. So think about this. You've got your vision, whatever that is, yeah, whether that's just to be happy, but whether that's to make millions of pounds. You've got this vision, this thing that you want to achieve. But then as you go through life, what you're doing is then something will happen for you or to you, and that event takes you away from your vision. So let's say it's money. You are doing really well, but then you're like, oh my goodness, I've got no money. And you start stressing about your finances. And then the stress of your finances become your entire story. And everywhere you look, everywhere you feel, it becomes all about the fact that you've got no money. But unfortunately, by thinking this way, it means that you've gone away from your core vision, and now you're becoming this situation. And I see this so commonly, where people fall out with someone and it becomes their life, where they lose their job and they think it's the end of the world, but they don't realize that actually losing their job gives them freedom of time so they can go and do something amazing with it. But you get the idea. But what changed for me in my life is that even though I knew I had a lot of skills and high income skills too, I wasn't focused on my vision. I was focused on reacting to the events of life. So then I was able to shift from the events of life to my vision of life. And then I learned, and this is the key message here, everything is temporary. If you're broke right now, it's fine, it's temporary. Yeah, you got to do something about it, but it's temporary. If you're single right now, but you want to be in a relationship, hey, you know what? Being single is a good thing, so enjoy it, but at the same time, know that being single is temporary. If you're trying a business right now and it's not going the way that you want, it is temporary. But what you cannot lose in the process of all of these temporary things happening is being you-led. And that means being vision-led and maintaining your consistency. And when this really hit home was in two specific scenarios for me. Number one was the last time that I allowed an event in my life to mess up my flow of life. I was living in a pretty decent house, which I was renting, but it's still a great house to live in. 3-story house, amazing place. And then I went through a few months of financial difficulties because I had some particular issues with my business at the time. It was a few years ago now. And I then went into the old version of me, which was to react. So what I did was that I started selling stuff. And I advertised all the things with my home, my TV, my sofa, my table, my coffee table, everything. I put it all in a Facebook group for that local area. And people were just rocking up in my house and they're like, how much is that? How much is that? And I was just getting money and I was slowly selling things. So I was broke, right? So I had to sell stuff. And then eventually I moved out of that property and then had to start over again. But you know what the funny thing is that I knew that within 3 months that my event would change because I knew that I would get focused and be able to turn my business around. I knew that I was selling a property at the time and that property would go through and I would have a decent profit. And in fact, I would have had enough profit and change to pay a whole year of rent in advance. But I still went into this old behavior of reacting. I don't know if you've ever felt like this, that you're reacting to the events of life. And that was the last time that I said I refuse to live this way anymore. But on the flip side of it, where I started to identify myself as a successful person and that no matter what happens in my life, that it doesn't really change how I feel, was when I sat there and I thought, wow, if I was to test drive a Lamborghini, let's just say test drive a Lamborghini, does it feel like, wow, if you were to test drive a Lamborghini, we'd be like, wow, a Lamborghini, wow, it's amazing. Or would it feel ordinary? And when I realized that I'd really shifted my mindset from the events of life to just being me-led and knowing what I bring to the table, was when I really visualized test driving a Lamborghini, and it was so normal, it was like walking the dog. Not that I have a dog right now. And I was like, wow, this is a different place to be in. I kind of stayed with that feeling. And the funny thing is that I might not be in my Lamborghini yet, but I was able to buy my Porsche. And it's the same on the negative side as well. I now know that if I was down to my last pound in my bank account, it wouldn't even change how I feel, because I've developed myself. I've worked on me. I've worked on the most important asset that I have in my life, which is my own mind. And that's why I believe so strongly that we all invest in ourselves. I don't just mean money, I mean time. That we continue to watch videos like this, that we continue to read the books and take the notes, and then from there, go out there and try that thing that you keep saying you were going to do. And it sounds cliche, but get knocked down, stand up, get knocked down again, and keep on adapting and keep on growing. And if you can get to a point where you are vision-led instead of being event-led, it fundamentally shifts everything. And it doesn't matter right now if I have a great day or a bad day, because every day I'm thankful for anyway. It doesn't matter right now if I make £1 million next week or we lose £1 million next week. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't really want to lose $1 million, but at the same time, they are both temporary events and I don't get too attached to either of them. So I want you to really deeply think about how this can make a difference in your life too. Because if you are still getting caught up in the events and reacting, you will spend your whole life firefighting and feeling like you are on the hamster wheel or the treadmill of life, running fast but going nowhere. Whereas if you're able to shift over here and start to build that certainty and confidence, that can be the absolute game changer in your life. So a little bit of a different video for you today. I wanted to share it with you. Let me know your thoughts, comment below. If you've got a particular topic you want me to talk about, again, comment below and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.